What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Big Fight Fuel channel, home of the real professional wrestling fans, where we speak the truth, we be honest, and we give out takes on everything AEW. Hope you all having a good Wednesday night. It is November 3rd, 2021. Dynamite tonight, live from Kansas City, Missouri, was a pretty good show in my opinion. The wrestling was pretty solid. It was mostly the talking segments that were a really good thing throughout the entire night. But overall, it was a very enjoyable show, and I enjoyed myself. We are 10 days away from Full Gear. We got a fire show tonight on the Big Fight Fuel channel right here. So if y'all haven't already, go ahead and hit that like button right now. If you're watching the review, hit the like button right now. Got to get the likes up on the videos. And guys, how are you doing? We'll start off with Cam, and then we will go over to you know who. We'll go over to Sting right here. But Cam, how are you doing tonight, sir? Good
I'm
job.
doing.
The Indiana Pacers beating the Knicks tonight.
I know, right? It's about time. All right, it's about time we won a fucking game. Now we're 3-6. No, now we're 3-6. We're turning it around about fucking time. But I am happy to be back here on the Big Fat Field channel as always. I thought Dynamite tonight was a pretty good show. Now, I thought Dynamite tonight was a pretty good show, despite me finding myself dozing off through some of it. But that was just me being tired more than anything else. The show was. I thought this was a really good show overall. I thought this was a really good show overall. I thought the promos really carried this show. Not to say the matches weren't really good, but I thought the promos really, but I thought the promos really carried this episode of Dynamite tonight. But overall, I thought this was pretty good, and I'm doing good, man. So thanks for having me on. So
Yeah,
thanks for having me on again.
absolutely. I'm kind of in the same boat with you for whatever reason. Like I'm super tired right now, but we're pushing through it. And it was a point of the show, like I think it was the tag team title match. It was like, I'm not really feeling it, but then the rest of the show was just pretty good. Therefore, on it ended up being a fun show. But Wes, how are you doing? I know you had yourself a good Halloween, so how are you doing, sir?
Doing very well, man. Very enjoyable episode of Dynamite tonight, as we are 10 days away now from Full Gear, and man, with the matches, new matches added to the card now, man. This pay per view is looking mighty fine, if you ask me, man. Minneapolis and us AEW fans watching at home are going to be in for a real treat watching on November 13th. What I did, as you can see, the facial hair looks different this time around. I cut it up a little bit for my Halloween costume. For those who don't follow me on Twitter, you didn't see the post. I did dress up as the icon Sting, one of my favorites, the legend himself, Sting, and I'd say that the costume turned out pretty well. I got some compliments on it, so very much appreciate all the compliments I did receive from everybody who did see the costume. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. Ate a lot of candy, played some Just Dance, played some Super Smash Brothers with a few of my friends. So it was a really fun night, and hope all you out there also had a great Halloween. Even if you don't celebrate Halloween, I hope you enjoyed yourselves October 31st. But we got something to look forward to in 10 days, and that's Full Gear. And we got a lot more build with this episode of Dynamite going to those matches on November 13th. It's gonna be a lot of fun. But yeah, I'm chilling with the chin badger for a little while. I'm gonna be chilling with it. I think it looks pretty decent on me. I don't know how all you watching at home feel about it, but I think it looks pretty decent. So, and it's my facial hair, so I do whatever the hell I want. And it's also cold as shit here in my house. I will say this too. The temperature dropped pretty rapidly here in Memphis, so it's I don't know what's going on with the heat in my house, but it is cold as fuck here in Memphis. So
Hey, I'm still living here in Florida with 75-degree weather, so
yeah, don't rub it in, man. I miss
I'm
Florida. I miss going to
I'm
Florida, man. I want to go to Florida again.
I'm chilling. But
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, before we get into the show, I want to address some things. And for about 3 minutes, I'm going to talk about something. I told Wes and Cam before we went on camera that I was going to talk about this. Um, it's not even wrestling related. It's happened yesterday. If you all know about the Henry Ruggs situation, you all know what I'm talking about. Henry Ruggs was tested for DUI. If you don't know who he is a wide receiver on the Las Vegas Raiders, who was I don't know what he was doing on Monday night, but he was out drunk and he was driving at 3:39 a.m. in the morning. I don't know what you're doing out on the road and in first place driving at 3:39 a.m. in the morning, let alone driving drunk. And he got in a serious accident. He had his girlfriend in the car with him, and he killed someone. So that all went down. The news went down yesterday. It's just very disappointing. And I'm sure all the sports fans who are wrestling fans as well watching this are very disappointed as well because um, you are an NFL player. If you are drunk and you feel like you should, if you feel drunk, it is not that hard to go ahead and pick up the phone and call an Uber for because you were drunk and driving. And for him not to do that and to have his girlfriend in the car with him and he ended up killing someone. It was reported today that dude was driving 156 miles an hour on the road when he killed someone. And that is incredibly sad. And for me, as a fan of the NFL and sports, I'm incredibly disappointed in Henry Ruggs, and he got arrested. He's going to be in jail for a minimum 3 years, maximum 20 years, which was said. And in my opinion, he should never step foot on the NFL field ever again. He needs a lesson to be learned. He also needs people to love him right now because I'm sure he's not feeling great about himself. But he really needs to be a lesson. He needs to learn from this lesson. And if he needs to be in prison for 20 years, then he needs to be in prison for 20 years because he took someone's life away, and that's not. It's very, very sad. So I just wanted to touch up on that because I didn't. I was gonna make a separate video, but I chose not to. So gonna stop talking about the football stuff. Let's go to the wrestling. But we had more sad news in the wrestling world last night. Literally, I was watching the Braves game, and the Braves had just won the World Series, and Tony Khan sends out a tweet about John Moxley, that John Moxley is going to a alcoholic drug program to get some help, and that is good on him. Shows a lot of courage, more importantly, bravery, because this guy was in the middle of what was supposed to be a huge heel turn. He was in the middle of a huge heel turn, and he was getting ready to face Bryan Danielson live on pay-per-view. I don't want to give too much of my thoughts because I just talked for about 5 minutes, but I will give my thoughts last. First, I want to hear what Wes has to say, and then we'll hand it over to Cam. But first and foremost, thoughts and prayers go out to John Moxley, Renee Paquette, and his family.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate news that broke late last night. I wasn't watching the World Series, but I was keeping up with it kind of through my phone, and I did see they just won the World Series, and then all of a sudden I see that the tweet from Tony Khan that John Moxley has allowed me to express this news to everybody seeing this, that he is checking himself into an inpatient alcohol treatment facility to get help. And, the amount of respect and love I've now gained even more so for John Moxley has grown substantially. The fact that he willingly did this himself goes to show you the type of man he is. And I've always been one of John Moxley's biggest supporters, even before he stepped foot in AEW. When he was with WWE, I mean, I always saw the biggest potential in him. And I thought, throughout all the years he was there, I was like, WWE wasn't tapping into that potential with him. And I knew he could break out and be a big star. And I'm so happy that, once he got to AEW, he was able to really freely do that, and he's become one of the biggest household names in professional wrestling and one of the most respected names in pro wrestling. And one of the things I mentioned this on Twitter too. I said my piece on Twitter about it as well. Was one of the things I've learned about Moxley over all these years is that he's built strong. And I even though I don't know the guy personally, I can tell you, firsthand from what I could tell from him as a person and him, doing this and checking himself into an alcohol treatment program, that he's a strong man, and he's doing everything in his power to get himself better. Not only for himself, but for his colleagues, and most importantly for his family, for his wife Renee Paquette, and for his baby daughter at home. And I love Jon Moxley. I mean, I wore the shirt tonight to show my appreciation. I just felt it was right. I was initially going to wear my CM Punk shirt, but I think tonight I should wear my Moxley shirt. I just feel like it's right to do, and I'm really happy I did. And Jon Moxley, I'm sure I don't know if he's been on social media. He's probably not focused on that right now because, of course, he's got more important things to focus on. But I know Renee mentioned that she really appreciates all the outpouring of love and support for their family. And I just want to let Renee, John, and their family know that we over here at Big Five Field love them very much. I know there's millions and millions of other people that love them as well. And I am praying for the absolute best, because alcohol is no joke at all. I mean, there's a reason it's called a depressant. It's something that can, break apart families. It can break apart relationships. It's not something personally that's really taken apart my family, because thankfully, I've had a very close family for all my years, and I'm very, very thankful for that. But I know it's tore apart a lot of families. And alcohol, I mean, has hit my family. I mean, it's part of the reason why my uncle passed away from cancer 8 years ago. Alcohol played a factor in that. And, and if you're watching this at home and you struggle with alcohol, or if you struggle with drugs, or whatever you're struggling with, it can be, what the Blade, he came out and he said he was struggling with anxiety and depression. Whatever you're struggling with, know that you're never alone. It's something I always try to remember every day through my life, because I have my own demons that I battle as well. I have a lot of mental struggles as well, when I go throughout my life, but I always try to keep a positive mindset and always try to have a positive outlook on life, because I know that I have many people around me that love me for who I am and appreciate my existence. And so just this, so if those of you watching, if you're struggling, you're never alone. You are loved, you are cared for, and if you need help, seek it out. Please seek it out, because your life is worth it, and your life does not deserve to be ended in such a horrible way. I mean, you deserve to live a long, happy, healthy life. And going down the road of alcohol is just not the route you want to go down. And so if you need the help, please, for the sake of yourself and for the sake of those around you, please go get help. And it even kind of pertains to the whole Henry Rugg situation that Joseph brought up. It's like, and with that stuff, I mean, when you're in a situation where you are drunk, I mean, like Joseph said, call an Uber. I mean, you need to help save yourself and help save another life. Because it's just, we lose too many people, especially these days. And then every life is worthy, and every person deserves to see another day in their life, regardless of anything. I'm a big people person, and I care for so many people. And so I just wanted to get that out there. Those are my thoughts on the whole thing. And again, all my love and well wishes to Jon Moxley and their family.
Absolutely. Thank you, man. Cam?
This is absolutely devastating, absolutely heartbreaking. When I first heard the news, it was about 4 a.m. It was about 4 a.m. because I went to bed early last night. So I woke up at around 4 a.m. and all of a sudden, I'm checking various chats. All of a sudden I'm checking various chats on Twitter, and they're like, prayers up for Jon Moxley. And like my first thought was, I was like, did he injure himself? Like is he okay and everything? And then I saw the tweet, by Tony Khan that said he's entering himself into a rehab, into a rehab facility. I hope Moxley gets the help he needs. I hope he gets the help he needs. We're all rooting for him. This is, we're all rooting for him. This is bigger. Issues like this, it's bigger than pro wrestling. It's bigger than our entertainment. You got to put, the performer absolutely has to come first. And, the performer absolutely has to come first. Not even the performer, the human being has to come first. That's what Moxley's doing. He's putting himself first. Which he's putting himself first. I don't know. I don't know if a lot of people would be able to, I don't know if a lot of people would be able to admit there's a problem there, or would even be willing to get help. With him, with him having a really big pay-per-view match coming up, and him, and it looked like they were building to a heel turn with him. I don't know how many people would, admit there was an issue or admit they need help. But what we're seeing with this today is that wrestlers of today are learning from the mistakes of wrestlers 20, 30, 40 years ago. Where a wrestler 30, 40 years ago, if they had an issue, they probably wouldn't have got help. They just would have, they probably wouldn't have got help. They just would have went out there, they just would have went out there because, I don't want to lose my spot, or I need to feed my family, so I'm the third. But, we're seeing guys today put their health first and everything, which is absolutely great to see, because your health should, because your mental health should come first. So I'm absolutely happy that John Moxley did the right thing, and we're all waiting for you, Mox. So I'll be here when you get back. We're all waiting for you. We'll all be here when you get back, man. So best of luck to you, and best of luck to and best of luck to the family. Renee Paquette, all of them. Best of luck to the family.
100%. It takes bravery and courage for him to come out with that. And at the end of the day, um, we all have his back, because he's got a huge fan base that loves him. And already right now, I'm imagining, um, once he's better and all that, his return, and we hear Wild thing, how crazy people are gonna go, and how big of a smile people are gonna have when he comes out. So, um, all the best to John Moxley and his family right now. But I don't want to talk about sad news anymore. We got a show to talk about tonight. We got a pay-per-view next week. And before we get into the show, tonight, I got a big announcement next week regarding the full gear predictions here on the channel. So originally, I would do the pay-per-view predictions on Thursday, going into the Saturday pay-per-view. But because of next Thursday night, Miami Dolphins play the Baltimore Ravens. So I'm obviously going to do a reaction video on that game over the full gear predictions. That being said, next Wednesday we're gonna have another fire show right here. So next Wednesday, you guys get the AEW Dynamite Go Home show and full gear predictions right here on the Big Fight Field channel. So it should make for a fun show next Wednesday night. And we will have Cameron Johnson on that show as well, since it's going to be a big show next Wednesday night here on the channel. Again, next Wednesday, we got the Dynamite Go Home show and full gear predictions here on the channel. So it should be a good one next week. And before we get into tonight's Dynamite show, if you have not already, be sure to go ahead and check out last Wednesday's Dynamite review, last Friday's Rampage review, and the rest of the videos that I have Miami Dolphins related here on the channel. So we got to get started with the review. We're gonna kick it off with Kenny Omega and Allen 5 Angels. And Wes, can you kick us off for the match? I got something to do.
Kenny Omega, Allen Angels, rematch from all the way back to last year during the pandemic era of matches we got to see on AEW Dynamite. This was before Allen Angels even joined the Dark Order. This is our first little impression of Allen Angels. He went toe-to-toe with Kenny Omega. Oh, and my ad, it was, let me title it, The Night Kenny Omega's Career Died. Is that right? The night Kenny Omega's career died was when he first faced Allen Angels, and their very first encounter, last year during the pandemic era at the Nightmare Factory in Georgia. Am I correct on that? Kenny Omega's career died that night, and now here we are. And I don't know. Kenny Omega's doing quite all right. I mean, I don't know if his career is really dead. I mean, AEW World Champion. I mean, I don't know, but anyway, though, very good match to kick us off on Dynamite. Alan Angels he's honestly very underrated. I think not enough people give him enough credit. I think he's a very solid member of the Dark Order and very, very good in the ring. And he really got to show that here against Kenny Omega. But of course, Kenny Omega prevailed, got the victory over Alan Angels, and Paige came to the rescue, as we saw after the match. I don't know if Joseph, you wanted to address that first, but
well, we could get to that after the match. We'll hand it over to Cam, and then I'll give my thoughts, and then we'll get to the post match.
I thought the match itself was fine. You know, Kenny Omega taking on a leader of the Dark Order. You know, since Hangman Page is aligned with them, makes sense. Builds to Hangman. And that makes sense. The build to Hangman Omega continues. But I thought this was a pretty good match here. The Dark Order, I'm impressed with what the Dark Order can do. You know, I don't think a lot of people look at the Dark Order other than John Silver as great wrestlers, but those guys are really great. But those guys are really great wrestlers. Every one of them. So I thought the match is fine. You know, so I thought this match is fine, and the build continues. So yeah.
Solid match. I mean, we all knew Kenny Omega was going to win this match. It was at 8. It went longer than the last match. The last match was 6 minutes. From what it had on my stopwatch, I did stopwatch this match just to track how long the match was from the match last time. This on my stopwatch, it went 8 minutes and about 24 seconds. So the match was fine. Omega won with 2 V triggers to put out Alan Angels. I liked the fight in Alan Angels in this match. And then the post match, we had Kenny Omega telling Nakazawa to get him a steel chair, and he was going to give Alan Angels a one-winged angel. I thought this was going to lead to Dark Order, then the Elite coming out. Hangman Page was the only one that came out, beat up Nakazawa, and made Kenny Omega running. And he said, "You forgot the world title, but I'll give it back to you because this thing's mine in 10 days. So, pretty fine post-match angle. I thought they were going to do a face-to-face. I think they're going to save that for next Wednesday. I think they're going to save the face-to-face segment for next Wednesday. But, the one thing I want to talk about, are y'all realizing that Don Callis is not there?
I've noticed. Yeah. I heard something that he was probably going to be coming back soon. I don't know when that might be, but I did hear a report that he was supposed to come back pretty soon.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to be there. I hope he's there by Full Gear, because the reaction of him to Kenny Omega losing would be 100% amazing. So, Cam, what do you think about the post-match segment? And then we'll go to Wes, and then we'll go to talk about CM Punk.
I enjoyed the post-match, I enjoyed the post-match segment. I enjoyed the post-match segment. The thing I like about the post-match segment is that Kenny Omega ducked the buckshot lariat. I like that a lot. Those two men should not touch at all. And those two men should not touch at all until Full Gear gets here. Those men should not touch at all. Do not do anything to blow it away on Dynamite. The first time those men touch should be at Full Gear. So I like the fact that they didn't give that away. So I like the fact that they did not give that away. I really like that. Other than that, I thought this was a fine segment. Thought the segment was fine, and it builds, and continues to build towards Hangman and Omega at Full Gear, which the place is going to go absolutely nuts for when Hangman wins the title. Because Hangman is winning the world title. If you don't think Hangman is winning the world title, you're not a very smart man. Because Hangman is absolutely winning that world title, and that place is going to go nuts.
Yeah, they did have a altercation last week in that 8-man tag. So does that count? I guess I don't know.
I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no. It doesn't count.
Oh, all right. Oh, because they won the match.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I'll give it to you, Wes.
Yeah, I thought the post-match angle was great. Builds up more the main event of Full Gear, and the little details like that of Omega ducking the buckshot lariat. But Page is just getting closer and closer to finally landing it. And when is it going to land? November 13th in Minneapolis, Minnesota at Full Gear. That is where that buckshot lariat is going to land, and that's what's going to win Hangman Page the AEW World Championship. And I cannot wait for that moment, man. The build for it has just been excellent, man. I mean, I cannot tell you how just amazing this storyline has just been throughout all this time that they've been building it up, all the months that it's been they've been brewing this, man, and then now it's finally coming to fruition in 10 days. And next Wednesday I can definitely see a face-to-face segment with these guys ahead of their big main event match. But it's gonna be great, man. It's definitely most likely going to be a match of the year candidate when it's all said and done.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm pretty sure we'll be talking more about that next week. So we got to get into CM Punk. CM Punk came out next, and he said, I would be all happy and diving into the crowd and all that stuff, but tonight's not really the night to do that. He said there were two people that are not at the show. One of them is for a good reason. He brings up John Moxley. He gets the crowd to start a huge Moxley chant, and we get another Moxley chant again. And he talks about Moxley, being brave and having courage to do what he did, to recognize to go get help. And CM Punk said, if you're out there struggling with alcohol and that stuff, that you should probably get help as well. And then he says the other person that is not there, not for a good reason, is Eddie Kingston. And he addresses that someone in the crowd said you should fight him. And Punk said, yeah, I would fight him, but he's not here tonight. So the crowd chants Full Gear, and Punk goes, that would be a good destination, but Friday night I will be at Rampage, and if Eddie Kingston dares to show up, we will talk face to face. And I tweeted this out. Okay, I tweeted this out the second Dynamite was over. I said, there's a lot of good from tonight's show, but I need Friday night to get here fast, ladies and gentlemen, because who knows what CM Punk and Eddie Kingston are going to be cooking up for their segment on Friday night. That alone makes me excited for Rampage, which is a live show on Friday night. I am I'm stoked, and it's a talking segment as well. I'm very excited for this segment. We'll start with Cam, and then we'll hand it over to Wes.
Boy, let me tell you. CM Punk and Eddie Kingston, this is going to be a lot of fun. That segment Friday, get the popcorn ready, folks. Get the popcorn ready Friday, because that segment is going to be just a lot of fun. That segment is going to be a lot of fun. This promo is going to be amazing. I thought this promo was amazing. I thought this was a very good promo. I like the fact that he addressed the John Moxley situation. I like the fact that he addressed the John Moxley situation, and I like the fact that he built off of the what's it called? And I like the fact that he then transitioned into talking shit about Eddie Kingston. I thought that was really good. Eddie Kingston is in it for an ass. Eddie Kingston, I think, is in it for an ass whooping. The promos between these two are going to be a lot of fun. I can see the promos between these two men in my head. I can see it. This is going to be a lot of fun. Full Gear is going to be a lot of fun. And I like the fact that CM Punk said, hey, I'll be in this tournament. And I'll be in the world title eliminator, but I gotta finish. But I got some business to take care of first. I got some business to handle with Eddie Kingston. I really, really liked that. I really like that element of it. So I'm looking forward to this. I think it's going to be excellent. I think it's going to be good.
Wes?
First and foremost, I really appreciate Punk bringing up Moxley. That was a great, great touch to his promo. So I wanted to bring that up. Love that, man. Goes to show you how great of a dude CM Punk is for bringing that up and to tell everybody who is struggling to get some help and just strongly encouraging that. It's just awesome stuff there. But man, oh man, Eddie Kingston, CM Punk face to face Friday night. One for the ages. I'm calling it right now. There's going to be a promo battle of the ages, something we probably will be talking about in the years to come, man. These guys have no filter. They have no filter whatsoever. They can go out there, say whatever the hell they want. My goodness, these guys are going to deliver the biggest of fires I've ever seen delivered verbally, man. It is going to be absolutely incredible in every way. That alone, even if anything else on Rampage Friday night was horrible, like even if it was like not to say it probably isn't, it's not to say it's going to be horrible, because I mean Rampage is always a good time, just like Dynamite. I mean, AEW always knows how to give you a good time, but I'm just saying that segment alone is going to make Rampage this Friday. I mean, that segment alone is something that everybody, if you're a pro wrestling fan, everybody should be tuning into, because what they're going to deliver Friday is going to be raw. It's going to be real. It's going to be aggressive. And it's going to be the greatest thing that we can possibly see verbally between these two men. And not to mention the fact that they're probably going to be coming to blows November 13th at Full Gear. And the match there with those two guys is going to be just as amazing. So I'm very much looking forward to it, man. I really want Friday to get here already for Rampage. I'm super stoked for it.
Yeah, man, absolutely. I again, like I said before, it's gonna be very interesting to see what these two guys are gonna be cooking up for Friday night. So, we had FTR defending the AAA Tag Team titles against Aerostar, who was from Lucha Underground, and is it Samurai Del Sol?
Yep.
Yeah, Samurai Del Sol.
Samurai Del Sol. That is Kalisto. Um, the match was fine. Match was the match was fine. For whatever reason, I just was not into this match. I don't know why. I don't know if it was because I was tired, but for whatever reason, I was just not really into this match. FTR picked up the win cheating, and really this just goes to add to their story with the Lucha Bros in their match at Full Gear. I don't really have much to say about it. Fine match. FTR won. I'm glad Samurai Del Kalisto got to showcase what he can do, which really he couldn't do a lot in WWE. But Aerostar, I don't really know. Not really too impressed with him. I thought he botched a couple times, but botches happen. So who am I to criticize him? So we'll go to Cam, and we'll go to Wes, and then we'll go to the next talking segment that we had.
I just want to say I love seeing Aerostar out there. Somebody who used to be a really big Lucha Underground fan, and seeing Aerostar come out, seeing Aerostar when he came out, just really made me miss that show. God, I miss Lucha Underground. I miss Lucha Underground so much. That show was so awesome. That show was so awesome. But I was happy. I was happy to see Aerostar out there. I was happy to see Samurai Del Sol out there. I was happy to see Samurai Del Sol out there, the former Kalista. I thought this was a lot of fun. 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 I thought Kalisto looked good. I thought Aerostar had a good showing. I thought this was really. I thought this was really fun. And I thought this was really fun. I thought this was a really fun tag team title match.
Wes?
Yeah, this was a very fun tag team match. Really cool to see the former Kalisto, now Samurai Del Sol, competing in AEW, man. I mean, I'm happy now he's actually able to go out there and really show what he probably wasn't even able to show in WWE. because WWE wants to hold their wrestlers down and compete the way they want them to compete. But it's really cool to see him branch out and really get to show how great he really is outside of WWE. So really cool on him. And I like that Sasha Banks too on Twitter earlier. She was even celebrating the fact that he was competing on AEW tonight. So really cool. I'm happy Tony Khan gave him the opportunity to compete on the show and against one of the best tag teams in the world in FTR. But we all knew what the result was going to be. FTR picked up the win. They retained the AAA tag team titles. But I wouldn't mind seeing more Aerostar and Samurai Del Sol on AEW in the near future. Honestly, if they wanted those guys to compete in any other matches, I'm not going to be against it at all. I mean, the tag team division's already super loaded in AEW, man. I mean, let's just why not load it up a little more? Who knows? But it's really cool. I like seeing Tony Khan and of course AEW working with other companies. It's just super cool to see that. Like that's just a thing, like that. That's just the normal thing we're seeing now. Like AEW working with all these other companies. It's super cool. But yeah, it was another way to set up FTR and Lucha Brothers at Full Gear, which should be a great match. That will be for the AEW World Tag Titles. So I'm looking forward to that tag match. I think that honestly, those two teams will probably deliver a tag team match of the year candidate when we get to that. So.
Yeah, before we get to the next mega, I'm kind of shocked it's not titles for titles. To be perfectly honest, coming out of the show in Miami when FTR won those AAA tag titles, I thought it'd be like, okay, this is leading to FTR defending their titles and Lucha Bros defending their titles, and whoever wins is going to get both titles. It seems like we're just getting the AEW tag titles, so I don't know. I guess FTR, I thought originally they were just going to be transitional AAA tag title champions, but I don't know. It doesn't seem like it, so we will see what happens at Full Gear. We had my favorite segment of the night. This was, in my opinion, the best segment of the night. It had literally everything. It had some seriousness. It had mostly comedy, which made me laugh. And we had the Inner Circle come out, and this segment was going to be them picking the members of American Top Team. And American Top Team came out, and they came out to a chorus of deservingly boos because they do suck. And Dan Lambert had the microphone, and he said, he said something like, at Full Gear, we will have our two main guys of Men of the Year, Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky, and this team will be accompanied by their coach, the number one. He did say, this probably is bullshit, the number one member of American Top Team is Dan Lambert. And a fun fact, after this segment, I never knew Dan Lambert was at some point was in Impact Wrestling because they posted a match of him and James Storm. And if his gear comes back that he had that, and if his gear that he wore that match is coming back at Full Gear, get the bleach ready. But yeah, so he says he's the number one member of American Top Team, and he says the Inner Circle jerk can stand up. We could get Sammy a stool so he can see, and we are going to pick. You guys are going to pick our members right now, and he shows everybody standing on the stage. Jorge Masvidal was not there, and we'll talk about him in a little bit. But Hager gets the microphone, and he says that he wants Junior Dos Santos in the match to prove to him that he's better than him. And he says at Full Gear, he said he's gonna knock. He says we're gonna beat American Top Team faster than Junior Dos Santos lost in his last fight. I thought that was a good line. I kind of laughed at that. Santana picked Andre Arlovsky. I think that's his name, right? Andre Arlovsky.
Arlovsky, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then we had Jericho on the mic, who Dan Lambert interrupted and said that a couple weeks ago you were talking about Paige Van Zandt in Miami, and she has some things to say. So she said, I think she said like she would be in the match, and she said she said that she could take them on, and she said, you know what, I could take all 5 of you on at the same time. And Jericho, oh my God, man, this made me. I don't even know if I can say it seriously, but Jericho said, he said, all right, I guess we can put that on your OnlyFans account. So that got a laugh, and she immediately buried her. By the way, she buried her husband because her husband was about to talk on the microphone, and she just snatched the microphone away from his hand. So, way to bury your husband. And then Jericho said, we have one last member, and we're looking at everybody on the stage, and we're staring right at him. And he says, it is the so-called #1 member of the American Top Team. Dan Lambert's pissed. He's jumping up and down. The crowd chants fat face dipshit. And he says, my face isn't even fat. And I'm like, oh my God, this is awesome. So it looks like at Full Gear, like we said last week, we're getting the Inner Circle versus Men of the Year, Junior Dos Santos, Andre Arlovsky, and fat face dipshit Dan Lambert, who I actually thought we were going to get Jorge Masvidal in the match, but I probably knew it was going to be Dan Lambert in that match as well. So this is actually one of the matches I'm looking forward to the most, to be perfectly honest with you. Very excited for this match. As you guys, I really dislike these American Top Team guys. I don't know who they think they are, but the Inner Circle are going to kick their ass in this street fight at Full Gear. I thought this segment was amazing. It had some seriousness, but it also had great comedy in it as well. Let's hand it over to Wes first about this segment.
Yeah, I thought it was an entertaining segment. I think we all knew Dan Lambert was going to be put in this match in some way, because knowing the Inner Circle and that they got the choice to, they were going to pick Dan Lambert. I am surprised as well Masvidal wasn't going to be a part of this, because with the Masvidal knocking out Jericho with the running knee twice, I figured Masvidal would play some sort of role, but I guess the schedule is taken up on November 13th, so he probably won't be available for Full Gear. But we got Men of the Year, Dan Lambert, Andre Arlovsky, and Junior Dos Santos. So, yeah, I think with it being a street fight, I'm looking a little bit more forward to it. If it was just a standard 10-man, I probably wouldn't be all that excited, because I just don't know how these guys would fare in just a regular match. But now that knowing that it's a Minneapolis street fight, I think they got more options there. It's no DQ. I mean, they can hit each other with whatever, and they can put each other through how many tables, or announce tables or whatever, whatever they can put them through. They can do all that stuff. So I think it will lead to a more fun and more entertaining match. But man, I mean, Dan Lambert, the heat he gets, man, it's unbelievable. I mean, I think JD mentioned it on Twitter tonight. It's like there are half amount of wrestlers out there that wish they can get the amount of heel heat that Dan Lambert gets. And Dan Lambert's not even an active pro wrestler. And it's unbelievable the amount of heel heat this guy gets every time he steps foot in front of an audience, man. I mean, him and MJF have got to be getting the loudest boos. Probably along with Cody Rhodes as well, because Cody Rhodes is also getting some pretty loud boos these days. But yeah, it was entertaining. It was fun. I love me Jericho on the mic, man. Jericho's always been such a great talker, man. I mean, it's one of the reasons why he's one of the greatest of all time, But this was fun, and the match at Full Gear should be a pretty entertaining match. So,
yeah, Cam.
I thought the segment was fine. I liked this segment. I didn't love it. I didn't love this segment. I liked this segment. I thought this was a good segment here. First off, I just want to say, AEW got my hopes up, man. When Paige Van Zandt was saying, "Put me in the match," man, I was happy. I was like, I was happy. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, oh, okay. We're putting Paige Van Zandt in this Minneapolis street fight. I was like, this is going to be great. And then they didn't do it. And I was just sitting there all disappointed and everything because I love Paige Van Zandt. But, the six, but the five guys that they chose for the street fight, I thought it was fine. Jake Hager, you guys know my thoughts on Jake Hager. He was not terrible out there.
Man.
He was not terrible out there, which is a shock to me because most of the time he is terrible. But he was not terrible out there. But I thought this segment was fine. I cannot wait for the Minneapolis street fight here. And I'm disappointed Jericho didn't call Paige Van Zandt a trash bag hoe like he used to with Stephanie McMahon back in the Attitude Era. I am very disappointed we did not get a trash bag hoe reference from Chris Jericho tonight. But other than that, I thought this segment was really good. I didn't love this segment though. I liked it. I didn't love it though. But I liked it. I thought this was really good.
Yeah, listen. One day, you are gonna have the same respect for Jake Hager that you do for QT Marshall. Okay.
Okay.
All right, just joking around for a little bit. Wes knows QT Marshall's quality television. Where's he been?
Exactly. Yeah. Well, he suffered a black eye legitimately.
Oh,
I saw that. Yeah. Freaking.
Yeah.
That was rough.
I was there. I saw that match. So.
Yeah, that's rough, man. But I hope for real. I hope he's actually doing all right. It seems like I'm happy. I mean, shows how tough he was to continue that match against 10 on Elevation, man. I mean, gotta give him props for that, you know.
Yeah. We had Jamie Hayter against Anna Jay in a TBS Championship Tournament first round. Again, the match was okay. Nothing really special about the match. Jamie Hayter won, which I think was the right move. Because personally, I think her versus Thunder Rosa in the second round is the better match. And she helps with cheating. Anna Jay goes to put her in the chokehold, but Baker grabs her ankle. Anna Jay gets distracted. What she beat her with a clothesline?
Yeah.
So she beat her with a clothesline. And Jamie Hayter won. And after the match, they were beating up Anna Jay. Then Ty Conti came out. And then they were beating up Ty. And Thunder Rosa came out. And we got a standoff between all six of the women. So, not bad. I guess Jamie Hayter won. I could see a 6-woman tag next week on Dynamite probably. So that wouldn't be a bad match. Hand it over, Cam. Go to Wes. My bad, Cam. I didn't mean to cut you off.
I didn't mean to cut you off. I thought this match was okay. Not good. Not great, not terrible. I thought it was okay. I just want to say though, we know what the highest quarter hour is. I think we know what got the highest rating for the. I think we know what got the highest. I think we know what segment did the highest rating for AEW. It was this match right here between Anna Jay. And I think it was this match here between Anna Jay and Jamie Hayter. I thought the match was okay. And Jamie Hayter winning shocked me because I had Anna Jay winning. Yeah, because I had Anna Jay moving on to the second round. So Anna Jay winning shocked me. Jamie Hayter winning shocked me. The post-match stuff with Tay Conti and Thunder Rosa I thought was good. Yeah, the post-match stuff with Tay Conti and Thunder Rosa I thought was good. Overall, good stuff here. Good stuff.
Yeah. Wes?
Yeah, it was a decent match. A lot of it was in picture-in-picture, and to be honest, I don't pay attention when it's in picture-in-picture. I usually am checking my phone during those times, but it was a decent match. Jamie Hayter winning, I think, was the right call. It was who I had winning as well. It's like you said, Joseph, you get a better match with Jamie Hayter and Thunder Rosa rather than Anna Jay and Thunder Rosa. Also, you got face versus heel in that dynamic, and it also kind of ties in a little bit too, kind of with the Thunder Rosa Britt Baker rivalry, which I do believe that will be the Thunder Rosa will be the woman to eventually dethrone Britt Baker when that time does come. But this was a decent match, and Jamie Hayter moves on to face Thunder Rosa the next round. That should be a really good match there, so I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, man, I'm just I'm loving the fact that we're seeing just multiple women's segments, multiple stuff with the women on these shows, whether it's Dynamite or Rampage. It's just really cool to see, and I'm just really happy still with this TBS title tournament. I feel like it's been a big success so far.
100%, and we're going to get into the second round matchups probably next week, and it should be fun. So we're slowly but surely coming to the conclusion of finding out who is going to be the first TBS champion. We had an unannounced segment with MJF, and again, this was another amazing segment because what I liked about this so much is this wasn't MJF talking to the crowd at all. No, this was not the typical MJF promo talking to the crowd. This was MJF talking to Darby Allin, who was sitting in the crowd. I thought this was a really good segment. I don't remember it word for word, but he was talking about how he's a better wrestler than him, and you will always be second place because you're just like everybody. You're just all these people. You're a bunch of bums. And I am. He basically calls himself a winner, and from what Darby Allin represents, and from his support of the fans, Darby Allin is not a winner, and he's going to prove that at Full Gear. But then Darby says, at Full Gear we are going to have a wrestling match because the fighting is going to be right now. So Darby comes down, and MJF's like, nah. He leaves. Sting comes out. He's right here on the review. He came out to attack MJF, to stop MJF from leaving. Then Sting has all these masked men. I don't know what it was, but they were all attacked by Wardlow and Shawn Spears. And then MJF hopped the guardrail, and Darby was right there. So they were brawling in the alleyway, all in the floor area. MJF threw Darby into the guardrail. They were brawling. Darby drop kicked MJF into the barricade. And then this was so cool when Darby Allin told everybody to move. He had a clear lane, and it felt like he ran like 50 yards. And he clotheslined himself and MJF over the guardrail. That was freaking really, really cool. And then Darby went for the coffin drop, and MJF ran away. I thought this was a very fun segment, and I'm really looking forward to the match at Full Gear. And when I think about it now, at first I'm like, I don't really know who's going to win this match. It's a tough call, but now looking at it, and we'll talk about it next week, I'm pretty sure it's very clear who should and who's going to win this match. So I want to get Mr. Johnson's thoughts first on this segment with MJF and Darby Allin.
I thought this segment was awesome. This is my favorite segment of the night. I thought this segment was awesome. This is my favorite segment of the night. I thought it was awesome. I liked the fact that MJF spoke to Darby Allin. I felt like the two of them were having a conversation with just a bunch, just a bunch of screaming wrestling fans around here. How rude of those people to interrupt a conversation between MJF and Darby Allin. The gall of the people in Kansas City. The gall of the people in Kansas City. But I thought this segment was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this. And, what a novel concept it is that you have a wrestling company. That you have a wrestling company, and you have two wrestlers who want to see who the best wrestler is. What a concept! Isn't that a novel concept for a few guys instead of gimmicky bullshit and all that? Isn't it a novel concept to have one guy go, "I'm better than you," and the other guy goes, oh, well, I'm better than you. Well, fuck it. Well, fuck it. Well, fuck it. Let's prove it. Well, fuck it. Let's prove it come pay-per-view time. Let's see who's really better. What a novel concept that is, really. But other than that, I thought this segment was really good. I liked when Sting came out. That was one of the things I was looking for. When MJF was trying to ditch, I was like, okay, Sting is. I'm like, okay, Sting is probably going to come out. Excuse me, that's exactly what happened. Sting came out, that's exactly what happened. Sting came out, and Darby Allin beat the hell out of MJF. I really enjoyed this. MJF getting his comeuppance, and and I really enjoyed it. Unfortunately, it ain't going to end well for Darby Allin at the pay-per-view. MJF is going to beat the crap out of Darby Allin. Or maybe not the crap, but MJF is going to beat Darby Allin, unfortunately, at Full Gear. But I thought this segment was great. I thought this was a fantastic segment.
Of course. Sting, what do you think about your own segment?
Well, I made that grand appearance with all the minions coming out, taking out Wardlow and Charles Mercy. You're welcome for that. You're welcome. But yeah, awesome segment. I'm very much looking forward to these two guys coming to blows at Full Gear. This will be one of the big standout matches. I mean, and of course, two of the four pillars of AEW and the future, man. It's wonderful. And I wanted to mention too the camera angles in this segment. The camera angle on Darby and the crowd, and then on MJF. I love the camera angle on MJF where he's looking directly into the camera as if we're Darby Allin himself, and he's speaking directly to Darby. I love the fact. See, this is something that should be used all the time in promos. Look directly into the camera. Don't be looking off here, looking off there. Look directly into the camera.
Say it again, Wesley. Say it again. Look into the fucking camera. Say it again.
Look what I'm doing right now. I'm looking right in the camera. See, I'm talking to you, the viewers at home. I'm talking to you. This is what needs to happen in every promo you see on a pro wrestling show. And some companies can take that advice, but yeah, no, this is the ideal situation with promos like this. It makes it way more personal. It lets, again, it's like as if we were Darby Allin as well. Like, WWF's looking right in the camera saying, I'm the best, I'm the better wrestler, I'm the better man, and I will show it to you on November 13th at Full Gear. I just love that. So it was the little, and again, it's the little details, man. I love so much the little details in pro wrestling, man. I mean, I remember the old NXT did that so much. They did little details that added so much to feuds. It added so much to matches. It's a wonderful thing, man. It really, little details make just a grand result out of it. And so I wanted to mention that because the camera angles I thought were so on point. AEW did a superb job with the camera angles in this segment. And I love Darby, parting the fans. And I think, I don't know who called it on commentary tonight, but it was like parting the Red Sea. That's a beautiful call there. And then Darby going full steam ahead, just steamrolling through MJF over the barricade. I mean, it's wonderful, man. These two guys are going to kill it at Full Gear. I mean, they've made this a big personal fight. And I think these guys are going to tear each other apart in the best way. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So, yeah, I mean, awesome segment, well executed, and I'm looking forward to their matchup at Full Gear.
I really think this match has a potential to steal the show. I really do. I think they have a personal feud with each other, and they will take it. And I think they're going to have a good match. I really do. It should be. It's going to be a treat at Full Gear, I think. Speaking of good matches, this match was really good. We had Andrade El Idolo against Cody Rhodes, who got a mixed reaction. Did you guys think he got a mixed reaction tonight?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. It wasn't like New York, or it wasn't like Orlando when he was getting booed out of the building. But he got a mixed reaction. This was a very good match. Easily my favorite match of the entire night. Really enjoyed these two going at it against each other, and the chemistry they had. Andrade locking in the figure four was a great touch, because we know he's related to Ric Flair, who is Charlotte Flair's daughter. Charlotte Flair, my God, I'm tired, man.
I feel we feel you, Joseph. It's all good, man.
Charlotte Flair's dead. I'm sorry.
Nah, no worries. Hey, we're doing it live, or we're not really doing it live. I mean, it's all one take because we don't do double takes here, you know. Oh, look, dog cameo. We even got a
We
dog
got a
cameo.
special guest tonight on the
Yeah.
Dynamite review.
We got a cameo.
Cameo. Love the dog cameos, man. We need more dog cameos in wrestling. Come on.
What's the dog's name?
Say hey to Lucky. He's the say hey to Lucky. He's the third co-host of the Dynamite review tonight.
Oh.
For as long as he stays in here, he's the third co-host of the review tonight.
Awesome.
Anyway, we had Cody reversing the figure 4. We had Cody going for the crossroads, which Andrade reversed it with a spinning back elbow, and then Andrade was out on the floor. And you got Andrade's assistant Jose. That's his name, right? I always forget. So Jose's out there, and Arn Anderson takes him out. So Cody is going for a suicide dive, and we see FTR hit him with the AAA tag belts, and they hide right under the ring. Andrade. I love his gimmick, man. He's got all of these friends that he's paying. He's a rich man who's got all these friends that can help him at any time. And he throws Cody back into the ring, hits him with the hammerlock DDT. And ladies and gentlemen, I honestly expected Cody Rhodes to go over in this match, but Andrade beat Cody Rhodes tonight, and I couldn't be any happier. This led to a 3-on-1 beatdown, which led to the Lucha Bros coming out to save Cody and attack FTR. And that was it. We got nothing from Pac, and we got nothing from Malachi Black on this match/segment. And I still think we're getting that tag team match at Full Gear. I still think we're going to get that tag team match. But, ladies and gentlemen, this was a really good match, and I'm so happy Andrade went over. I'm pretty sure, Wes, do you agree with me, or do you disagree with me?
No, I agree. Andrade going over was definitely a great call, and this was a great match. Both guys worked really, really well together. Love the touch of the figure 4. I thought that was a really nice touch there. But you know, where are all those people tonight? Say Cody buries people. Where are you? Where are you tonight? I don't hear you. You're not very loud tonight. Oh, that's right, because Cody doesn't bury people, because Cody is putting over the talent. You see, even with Malachi Black, he beat Malachi Black, and everybody went up in arms. Oh, Malachi Black's buried. I don't think so. Malachi Black seems to be doing pretty well for himself still. I mean, he's still heavily featured on the program, so I mean, not really sure what you mean by he's buried, but yeah, just another example of you know, some wrestling fans who don't know what they're talking about and don't actually pay attention to the product. But thankfully, over here, we pay attention to the product and we see firsthand how they are booking this. And I'm very happy that they booked Andrade to go over. It was the right call there. They paid Andrade paid FTR again to help them out with the assist. Andrade's got all the money in the world to give, and he's letting FTR deliver some services. So you know, it's cool to see all these great wrestlers working together like that. It's really cool, and it fits with Andrade's gimmick too. But I do believe as well we're still going to get a tag match at Full Gear with Pac and Cody versus Malachi Black and Andrade. But I still definitely want a one-on-one match with Pac and Malachi Black. That has to happen at some point. Whether that happens before Full Gear or it happens after Full Gear, I'm going to need that one-on-one match at some point there. So
we're going to roll it over to Mr. Johnson, and then we're going to talk about the main event.
Wesley, you mean to tell me that Cody doesn't have a shovel? You mean to tell me that? You mean to tell me Cody doesn't have a shovel that he uses to bury talent? You mean to tell me Cody's last name isn't Jarrett? Is that what you mean to tell me? You mean to tell me?
Yes.
Is that what you mean to tell
correct.
me?
Cody, It's amazing. It's amazing. Cody Rhodes actually isn't another Triple H. It's unbelievable. He doesn't have the golden shovel. It's just not in his possession. I know. I'm color me shocked. It's unbelievable.
Wow. Wow, I can't believe it, man. I don't know where he put that shovel, but hopefully he finds it soon. But I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I thought this match was very good. Yeah, I thought this was a very good match. I'm happy Andrade got the win here, but here's one thing. Here's one thing. I don't know how you guys feel about it. I saw this point on Twitter before. I saw this point. Somebody bring up this point on Twitter before we started this review. Now, keep in mind, it was on Twitter, and Twitter doesn't really have, some people on Twitter really don't have the smartest brain in the world, so keep that in mind. But I saw somebody bring this up on Twitter. I want to get you guys' thoughts. They said, I don't have the exact quote, but from what it said, why is Andrade okay with getting help from FTR when he beat the piss out of Chavo Guerrero for helping him in his match with Pac? And when he beat the crap out of Chavo Guerrero for helping him in his match with Pac. I thought that was an interesting point. I thought that was an interesting point. I don't agree with it, but I thought that was an interesting point there. But I thought this is good. The Black Andrade Alliance. The Black Andrade Alliance. I got to see where this goes. So far. But I'm loving Andrade taking talent away from him. Not only does this remind me, not only does it fit into the gimmick, but this reminds me very much of old school WWF, or old school WWF back in the 80s. Back in the 80s, managers would meet up with each other. They would have a talent swap. They would go, how about you swap my guy for your guy? I kind of like what they're doing here with Andrade using FTR the Pinnacle to help him out here. So I really like that aspect of it. But other than that, I really like that aspect of it. But I thought this was a really good match, and the right call was made, and I was happy. I was happy Andrade beat Cody. I was very happy.
100%. The main event of tonight's show, semifinal of the AEW World Title Eliminator, Orange Cassidy against Miro, who was John Moxley's replacement in this match. Very quick, but a pretty entertaining 6-minute match this was from the time they were given. A lot happened in 6 minutes. Orange Cassidy was getting destroyed most of the match, but he made a comeback. And he hit a dive to Miro outside through a table, the ringside table. Both gentlemen went crashing through. Miro barely got in at 10. Matt Hardy was out there. You saw Orange Cassidy give him the thumbs up. So, Wes, I got to tell you, buddy, this feud is continuing between Orange Cassidy and Matt Hardy. Sorry.
God,
at least Matt didn't play a factor into the match, like interfering wise. So, I mean, at least there was that. Because I probably would have had a bit of an issue with that, but it is what it is. I just hope whatever match they have, it just puts an end to this once and for all. We can move on. Orange can do bigger and better things because, man, this whole thing is ran stale between Orange Cassidy and Matt Hardy. But I guess I'll go and give my thoughts on the main event. But yeah, this was a very fun main event. They for the short amount of time they were given, they did a lot. They got a lot accomplished, and I thought both Orange Cassidy and Miro delivered us one hell of a match. Miro, man, golly, I love this guy. This guy is such a beast. I mean, and I love his ring gear tonight too. I love the little color scheme of his ring gear. I wanted to point that out too. That was something I noticed when he came out. But Miro, man, is so great, and he came in as John Moxley's replacement for the tournament, and now he won with the game over Orange Cassidy. It was a valiant effort by Cassidy, but it was just no go. And Full Gear, we will be getting Miro versus Bryan Danielson, and what will be one hell of a hard hitting match. Like, we've seen these guys come to blows in WWE, man, but in AEW, these guys are going to murder each other, and it is going to be so beautiful to see. So I'm very much looking forward to Danielson and Miro one-on-one at Full Gear. I also enjoyed Danielson being on commentary for the main event too, since he is going to be in the finals. So it's one of those men he will be fighting. So I thought that was a nice little touch there. But man, Full Gear shaping up to be a mighty, mighty fine card, man, and I cannot wait for it.
Cam, to wrap it up.
Well, first off, I want to say this. I think schools everywhere across the country, I would like to propose this law here on the Big Fight Field channel. I think schools everywhere across the country, instead of students pledging their allegiance to the U.S., because you know how we get the Pledge of Allegiance each year, every person has to say it in school. Instead of students pledging their allegiance to the U.S., they should pledge their allegiance to Miro. And if you refuse to do it, Miro should come to the class. And if you refuse to do it, Miro should come to the class and beat the hell out of you. I was very concerned when I saw that Orange Cassidy was going to the semifinals. Originally, what was supposed to be John Moxley. I was very concerned going into this match here because yes, I understood the fact that this match was designed to set up the whole John Moxley heel turn, and unfortunately, Moxley's unable to come. And unfortunately, Moxley's not able to compete. He got taken out. But I was very concerned going into this match here because I did not want to see Orange Cassidy go in there and just get destroyed, like how 10 was destroyed. Like how 10 was destroyed, and like how Wheeler Yuta was destroyed. I did not want to see that happen to Orange Cassidy, a guy who I think has kind of lost some steam. Who I think has kind of lost some steam since the beginning of the year. He was in the All Out. He was in the Double or Nothing main event, not main event, but he was in the Double or Nothing triple threat. And then after that, he hasn't really done much of anything this year. So I was kind of worried. That he would go in there and just get destroyed. But I like the fact that him and Miro had a competitive back and forth match. I like that. So they put my worries to rest. But in the 6 minutes at this one, I thought this was a lot of fun. Miro getting the win. Miro getting the win was the right decision. And Brian and Miro at Full Gear is going to be a lot of fun. That is going to be a lot of fun, man. I don't know who wins that one, but that is going to be a lot of fun. Miro is awesome. We all know this. I thought this was a fun main event to wrap up a good show. And to wrap up a good episode of Dynamite tonight.
Yeah. Well, I think I already know who's going to win that main event based on my theory of it. I'm going to save it for next week because, ladies and gentlemen, just another reminder. Next Wednesday, we got a big video here on the Big Fight Field channel after Dynamite. We're going to briefly review Dynamite, and then next Wednesday, we're going to dive into the Full Gear prediction. So it's going to be a big video next week. I'm very, very much looking forward to next Wednesday night. But thank you all so much for watching this video. This review. If you have not already, be sure to subscribe to the Big Fight Field channel, man. We got some great content coming up for you at the end of this week. More importantly, next week. Big week here on the channel next week. I'm going to be talking more about that as the week goes on. I'll probably tweet out about it Saturday since I got stuff to do on Friday. And then, of course, Sunday is game day. So I'll tweet out about the big schedule next week. Saturday, but of course we got Rampage on Friday night, so you're going to want to come back here Friday night for the Rampage review. Comment down below, what did you think about tonight's episode of AEW Dynamite from Kansas City? Hit the like button if you like what you heard from me, Wes, and Cameron Johnson here on the Big Fight Field channel tonight. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Colin_Joseph if you want to hear me. If you want to see me talk about AEW and rage on the Miami Dolphins, be sure to go ahead and follow me on Twitter. Cam, where can they follow you, my friend?
Follow me on Twitter at Cam711 on one to hear me talk professional, to hear me talk professional wrestling. Also, while you're at it, make sure you hit up youtube.com and make sure you hit up youtube.com and type in the Bell Ringers podcast. Yesterday we type in the Bell Ringers podcast. That is a podcast run by my friend Zach. And yesterday we had a fun discussion on there, discussing the state of AEW Part 2. We discussed a lot of awesome topics. We discussed a lot of fun stuff. We discussed the growth of the women's division, the signings of CM Punk and Bryan Danielson, the signings of CM Punk, Bryan Danielson, and Daniel Garcia. We talked a little bit about Full Gear. So if that interests you, make sure you type that in. Joseph was on the channel for that. Joseph was on the show for that. So that was a really fun episode. If you have not seen that, make sure you check it out. And also make sure you subscribe to the CNE podcast, available on all platforms, which we are making a comeback. Our first episode will be out tomorrow, discussing AEW Full Gear predictions with one of the biggest AEW fans on Twitter, all the way from Romania, and that is my good friend Christy Dragon. So if that sounds like it interests you, make sure you subscribe to the CNE podcast on all platforms.
Wes?
You already know. Follow me at big_West18 on Twitter. That's BIG_WES18. Talk AEW Dynamite every single Wednesday night on Twitter, and of course on here, Big Fight Feel. And of course, Friday nights I talk AEW Rampage on Twitter and on here as well. So make sure you go follow me on there. And also I'm on Twitch. And you enjoy video games, I do stream on Twitch. Go follow me at twitch.tv/WesleyWilliams5. I did have a stream earlier today as I played Crash Bandicoot 2 Cortex Strikes Back. I finished up Crash 1, I think it was, a couple streams back. It was on Saturday night, and I've continued my journey through Crash 2 as I get through the Insane Trilogy, and I'm having a much less stressful time getting through Crash 2 compared to Crash 1, so I'm very happy about that. I'm happy I'm not losing my mind this go around, but we have a lot of fun on there, and I hope to see the follower count keep going up, but I just really enjoy it, man. I love that I continue to enjoy playing video games, and I just love seeing people interact in the chat and stuff, and I get to interact with them. It's just a good time, and we have a good time over on Twitch. So again, follow me at twitch.tv/WesleyWilliams5, and I'll keep everybody updated, on Twitter mainly when it comes to upcoming stream dates and what games we'll be playing there. I'm going to try to involve a few more new games as time goes on. But right now I'm having some fun with Crash Bandicoot. But yeah, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Twitch, and of course join us again for Rampage Friday night to talk about that. And of course next Wednesday we're going to talk about Diamond and giving our Full Gear preview and predictions. It's going to be a good time. We're 10 days away from Full Gear in Minneapolis, Minnesota. It is going to be a wonderful night, and I hope you all are going to be there to witness that and also witness us talk about it here on Big Fight Field.
Yes, sir, ladies and gentlemen. If I am not busy tomorrow, I will upload a preview tomorrow night for the Houston Texans Miami Dolphins game on Sunday. But if I am not available tomorrow night, more than likely I'm just not going to do a preview this week like I did last week. And I will be back with these gentlemen Friday night for the AEW Rampage review here on the Big Fight Field channel. So y'all have a good night, all right? Stay safe, and as always, stay classy. We out.